Every problem you face in life has one hidden cause. You care too much about what others think. That silent fear of judgment is why you feel drained, lost, and never truly at peace. You meet every expectation, but abandon yourself. You sacrifice your truth just to be accepted. But here is the painful question. If you don't live for yourself, then who is living your life? Buddhism teaches, when you follow the crowd, you lose yourself. When you follow your heart, you find peace. This video is not about selfishness, it's about awakening. Today, you will learn why you must live for yourself, not for others, why you must choose yourself, why you must focus on your life and focus on yourself before you lose your soul in pleasing the world. If you've ever asked, how do I find inner peace? Stay till the end, because there is a powerful bonus lesson waiting that most people will never hear in their lifetime. Before we begin, subscribe to Deep Wisdom, where every video is a doorway to calm, clarity, spiritual power, and timeless Buddhist teachings you will not find anywhere else. Let us begin. Your real life starts now. 1. Stop abandoning yourself. You keep bending, smiling when your spirit aches, saying yes when every cell within you whispers no. You've been living like a shadow in your own life, seen but never truly known. And you wonder, why do you doubt your voice even when your heart already knows the truth? The Buddha once said, "The deepest pain is self-betrayal. It is not the world that wounds us most deeply. It is the quiet moments when we abandon ourselves to please it. There is a tree that grows in the wrong direction, not because it wishes to, but because the other trees around it block the light. It bends, hoping to belong. It twists, hoping to be accepted. But one day, the weight of that bending breaks it before it ever blooms. That tree is us, each time we twist our truth just to fit into a world that never asked for our wholeness, only our obedience. Close your eyes, place your hand on your heart. Whisper softly, I choose me today. Feel that subtle release, the weight that begins to lift from your chest. This is the moment you stop running from your own soul. This is the breath where you finally come home. To live for yourself does not mean selfishness. It means alignment. It means letting your choices reflect your peace, not your fear of disappointing others. So ask yourself, where in life have you been silencing your truth? Who do you shrink yourself for? And what does your soul want you to finally admit? Sit with these questions in stillness. Let them echo. The mind will resist, but the heart already knows. Every time you betray your inner voice, you strengthen the chains that keep you small. Every time you honor it, you remember what freedom feels like. Buddhism teaches that attachment to the opinions of others is another form of suffering. When you live for approval, you hand your peace to those who cannot protect it. But when you live for yourself, with compassion and awareness, you reclaim the sacred responsibility of your own happiness. Remember this: peace does not come from being understood, but from understanding yourself. Stop abandoning yourself to be chosen by others. Choose yourself again and again until it becomes your natural state. Because in the quiet truth of your own being, you will realize you were never too much, never too little. You were simply never meant to live anyone else's version of your life. We'd love to hear your thoughts. If you're not sure what to say, just type, I choose myself first. 2. The silent slavery of validation. Why do we fear losing people, but never fear losing ourselves? This is the silent slavery of validation, the invisible prison where the walls are made not of stone, but of opinions. You may think you are free, but if your peace depends on another's approval, you are still caged. The Buddha once said, "Approval is a sweet poison. It kills slowly. It doesn't destroy you all at once. It drains your truth drop by drop until one day you can no longer hear your own voice beneath the noise of what others think you should be." There is a bird that built its nest inside a cage. It was safe there, admired, fed, but it forgot the sky. It forgot how to fly. That bird is each of us when we trade our freedom for validation, when we choose to be accepted rather than to be authentic. And the cruelest part? The cage was never locked. We could have left any time, but fear whispered, "What if they stop loving me?" Close your eyes for a moment. Imagine a chain of invisible expectations wrapped around you, each one representing the need to please, to perform, to be perfect. Now, with every slow breath, break one. Feel the weight lessen. Breathe again. Another chain falls away. This is what it means to return to yourself, to stop existing as an image and start living as a soul. Ask yourself quietly, who controls you through their opinions? Do you choose peace or approval? What would you do if nobody judged you? These questions are not meant to wound, they are meant to awaken. Because every time you seek worth outside, you lose touch with the temple within. The Buddha taught that craving and attachment are the roots of suffering, and the craving for validation is one of the most subtle forms. It makes us live for applause, not awareness. When you stop chasing approval, you begin to taste the stillness of real peace. The world's praise fades, but the serenity of being true to yourself never does. Living for yourself doesn't mean rebellion. It means liberation. It means knowing that your value doesn't rise or fall with anyone's opinion. Remember, a bird who builds a nest in another's cage loses the sky forever. So break the chains, open your wings, and trust the wind of your own truth. Because no approval in this world is worth the cost of your freedom. 3. The power of sacred solitude. Why are most people afraid of silence? Because in silence, the masks fall. The noise that once distracted you fades, and what remains is the raw sound of your own being. The Buddha often retreated into solitude, not to escape the world, but to understand it more deeply. He knew that until you can sit with yourself in peace, you will never find peace anywhere else. Solitude is not loneliness, it is meeting yourself. Yet, we spend our lives running from that meeting, filling the quiet with constant noise, because silence reveals the truth we've buried beneath distraction. There is a story about the moon. Every night it rises alone, surrounded by vast darkness, yet it lights the entire world. It does not need applause or company to shine. That is the nature of sacred solitude. When you embrace your aloneness with awareness, it becomes light. When you resist it, it becomes suffering. The difference lies in how you choose to see it. Sit in silence now. Just breathe. For 10 seconds, let the mind soften. Let thoughts drift like clouds in an open sky. Feel how stillness is not empty. It's full of presence, full of life. This is you, without the noise, without the performance, without the world's labels. In this silence, you begin to remember who you were before you became who others expected you to be. Ask yourself gently, why do you distract yourself from yourself? What truth rises in your silence? When did you last sit with your soul without trying to fix, change, or impress it? The more you sit in stillness, the more you realize that solitude is not the absence of love. It's the birthplace of self-respect. It is where you learn to hold your own hand when no one else does. Buddhism teaches that peace is not something to find, it is something to return to. The mind that fears silence is the same mind that fears truth. But when you begin to see solitude as sacred, you stop being lonely and start becoming whole. You realize that silence doesn't take anything from you. It gives you back everything you've lost in the noise. Remember this: the moon is alone every night, yet it lights the entire world. Be that light. Do not fear the quiet. It is the sound of your soul remembering its strength. 4. Detach from opinions, discover power. Can you ever be free if your mood depends on people's reactions? The world teaches you to chase approval and shrink under judgment, but Buddhism teaches a different path, one of inner mastery. When your emotions rise and fall with every comment, every look, every whisper, you give your peace away to those who never earned it. When you stop reacting, you start ruling yourself. True power is not in control over others, it is in control over your own mind. There is a mountain that stands through every storm. The wind howls, the rain falls, yet it never kneels. It doesn't need to fight the wind, it simply stands. That is what detachment feels like. You are not cold, not numb, you are centered. You understand that people's opinions are just weather patterns passing through the landscape of your life. Their noise cannot change your nature. Imagine now that someone throws hateful words toward you. See them as feathers hitting a stone. They cannot pierce you unless you pick them up and make them your truth. Every reaction you give is a thread of energy tied to something that cannot serve your peace. Breathe deeply. Let the feathers fall. Let silence answer what does not deserve your attention. This is how the wise live, not as slaves to emotion, but as guardians of their inner world. Ask yourself softly, do opinions control your emotions? Where does your peace depend on people? What will you no longer respond to? Each of these questions pulls back a layer of attachment. The more you detach, the lighter you feel. Detachment is not apathy, it is clarity. It allows you to see others' words as reflections of their mind, not definitions of your worth. Buddhism teaches that everything external is impermanent: praise, criticism, admiration, rejection. When you build your peace on what shifts like the tide, you will always drown. But when you anchor it in awareness, no wave can pull you under. Learn to be like the mountain, grounded in truth, unmoved by temporary winds. Remember, your energy is sacred. Don't spend it trying to explain your soul to those committed to misunderstanding it. Let your silence speak. Let your stillness shine. Because when you stop reacting, you stop bleeding your power into the hands of others. And that is when you begin to live for yourself, not for the world. We'd love to hear your thoughts. If you're not sure what to say, just type, "I choose myself" first. 5. Know your boundaries, protect your peace. Is kindness weakness, or can it become strength? Many gentle souls mistake compassion for self-abandonment. They give and give until nothing remains, then wonder why they feel so empty. Buddhism teaches that love without wisdom becomes attachment, and compassion without boundaries becomes suffering. Compassion without boundaries becomes self-destruction. To truly live for yourself, you must learn that saying no can sometimes be the highest form of love. Even rivers need banks, or they flood everything around them. The banks do not restrict the river. They give it direction, purpose, and flow. Your boundaries are those banks. They protect your peace from being washed away by the demands and energies of others. Without them, your kindness turns into exhaustion, your compassion into resentment. It is not unkind to protect your space. it is sacred responsibility. Take a moment. In your mind, draw a circle around yourself. Inside that circle is your peace, your stillness, your truth, your breath. Everything inside is what you choose to nurture. Everything outside may exist, but it no longer defines your worth. Every time you say yes to what drains you, you step outside that circle. Every time you say no with awareness, you step back home. Ask yourself quietly, what behaviors will you no longer tolerate? Who drains your energy the most? What boundary will you set today to protect your peace? These questions are not walls, they are gates to clarity. You are not meant to carry everyone's suffering on your shoulders. The Buddha himself taught that each being must walk their own path to awakening. Compassion does not mean saving everyone. It means not losing yourself while trying. Boundaries are not rejection, they are alignment. They tell the world, this is how I choose to be treated. They remind your heart that peace is not negotiable. When you set them, you are not creating distance, you are creating balance. You are allowing love to flow in ways that do not destroy you. Remember this truth. The river that honors its banks reaches the ocean gracefully. The one that forgets them floods and loses its essence. Protect your peace. Guard it gently but firmly, because when your energy is whole, your love becomes purer, your presence deeper, and your life, finally, your own. 6. Your energy is your destiny. Why does life feel heavy around some people and peaceful around others? It is not magic, it is energy. Every thought, every emotion, every intention you carry radiates a silent frequency that shapes your world. Buddhism teaches that your outer life is a mirror of your inner state. When your heart is chaotic, peace cannot grow. When your energy is heavy, everything you attract will weigh you down. Your energy chooses your future. A seed cannot grow in polluted soil, no matter how much sunlight or rain it receives. Likewise, your dreams cannot grow in a mind full of anger, fear, and resentment. Peace cannot root itself in a heart that constantly absorbs the chaos of others. You must cleanse your inner soil if you wish your life to bloom. The Buddha said, "As the mind, so the world." When your energy changes, everything around you begins to shift. Close your eyes. Picture yourself surrounded by a golden light. With every breath, it grows stronger, brighter, calmer. This light is your awareness. It purifies everything it touches. Now imagine all the negativity, all the noise, all the judgment melting away like mist under morning sun. You are safe inside this sacred field of your own making. This is what it feels like to live for yourself, to protect your vibration as you would a flame in the wind. Ask yourself, who do you become around negative energy? What environments make your soul bloom? Where does your energy go every day, and does it return? These questions reveal the truth about what shapes your destiny. Every conversation, every thought, every small reaction either nourishes your spirit or drains it. You cannot control the energy others bring, but you can choose what you allow to enter your peace. Buddhism teaches mindfulness as the gateway to purification. When you become aware of where your energy flows, you stop wasting it on battles that do not deserve your strength. You begin to move from reaction to response, from chaos to clarity, and soon, the same world that once felt heavy begins to feel lighter, because you have become lighter. Remember, your energy is your destiny. Protect it with reverence. Cultivate it with compassion. When your inner world shines clean and steady, your path unfolds effortlessly before you. Like a seed in pure soil, Your peace will grow roots so deep that no storm can shake them again. 7. Choose purpose over people-pleasing. Why do so many survive life, but so few truly live it? Because most people spend their days trying to be liked instead of being alive. They build their choices around acceptance rather than alignment. The Buddha taught that attachment to approval leads to endless suffering, while walking your true path, your Dharma, brings liberation. Chase purpose, not people. Because people will shift with the wind, but purpose stays steady like the sun. It always rises for those who dare to look toward it. An eagle never flies with sparrows, it rises alone. Not out of arrogance, but because its wings were made for higher winds. That's what purpose does. It pulls you above the noise, above the fear of being misunderstood. When you live for yourself, guided by meaning, you realize that solitude isn't loneliness, it's alignment with your truth. Close your eyes for a moment. Visualize a road ahead, simple, straight, uncluttered. That is your purpose. Now imagine the noise of the world calling from the sides, voices of doubt, judgment, comparison. Each step you take on that road is a quiet declaration. I choose meaning over noise. The distractions may call louder, but the purpose speaks truer. Walk it. Ask yourself gently, what pulls you away from your purpose? What would you do if fear didn't exist? What are you here to create that no one else can? Let the answers rise from within, not from the expectations that surround you. Every time you please others at the cost of your peace, you drift further from your soul's calling. And every time you return to what feels true, you strengthen your spiritual backbone. Buddhism reminds us that true happiness is born from right intention, living in alignment with wisdom, not in pursuit of validation. When you act from purpose, even the smallest step feels fulfilling. But when you act from fear, even success feels hollow. The world may not always understand your path, but your peace will. Remember this: the eagle does not explain why it flies higher, it simply soars. Stop shrinking your wings to fit the sky of others. You were not born to follow footsteps, you were born to leave them. Choose purpose over people-pleasing, truth over comfort, and growth over approval. Because when you live for your purpose, you no longer survive life. You finally begin to live it. We'd love to hear your thoughts. If you're not sure what to say, just type, I choose myself first. 8. Self-alignment creates effortless flow. What happens when action and soul finally become one? When the noise of resistance fades and every step feels like it's guided by something deeper, quieter, wiser within you. This is the sacred state of alignment, the point where your energy and your intention merge into effortless flow. Life flows when you stop resisting yourself. The Buddha taught that suffering arises when we fight reality, when we demand the river of life to move in the direction of our desires instead of learning to move with it. Water struggles only when forced uphill, but flows freely when it follows its natural course. In the same way, you suffer when you try to live someone else's life, fulfill someone else's dream, or hold on to a version of yourself that has already outgrown its purpose. Peace comes the moment you stop pushing and start trusting. When you align your thoughts, actions, and values, the universe no longer feels like opposition. It becomes collaboration. Close your eyes, breathe deeply, whisper softly, I align, I allow, I flow. Let this mantra settle into your heart. Feel the tension in your chest release as if life itself exhales through you. Flow is not about laziness. It is about harmony. It's when effort and ease become one, when what you do and who you are move in the same rhythm. Ask yourself gently, where are you fighting your own truth? What path feels natural to your spirit? What will you stop forcing today? The answers are already within you. They only need your silence to surface. So much of our struggle comes from trying to control the uncontrollable, to shape the present into our image of perfection. But the Buddha reminds us, when we let go of resistance, we return to peace. Flow is the reward of acceptance. In alignment, even challenges lose their heaviness. They become teachers, not punishments. When you stop arguing with life, you begin to dance with it. Things fall into place, not because you force them, but because you finally stop standing in your own way. Remember this: a river doesn't chase the ocean, it simply flows, and one day it arrives. Let that be your practice. Stop forcing, start flowing. Stop resisting, start allowing. Because when your soul and your actions move as one, life no longer feels like a battle. It becomes a beautiful unfolding. 9. Impermanence frees you from fear. What if everything you fear losing is meant to be temporary? The mind clings to people, to plans, to identities, believing that permanence will bring peace. But Buddhism reveals the opposite. Peace is born from understanding impermanence. The Buddha said that all things conditioned are transient. To see this truth clearly is to be free from fear. What comes goes. What stays, stays effortlessly. When you truly understand this, you stop chasing and start trusting. Autumn trees let go, not in sadness, but in trust. They do not beg the leaves to stay. They release them gracefully, knowing that spring will come again. That is wisdom. The calm acceptance that change is not loss, but movement. When you resist impermanence, you suffer. When you embrace it, you awaken. Life's beauty lies not in its permanence, but in its constant transformation. Close your eyes. Imagine holding a leaf in your hand. Feel its texture, its quiet fragility. Now, with one gentle breath, let it fall. Watch it drift, slow and peaceful. That leaf is everything you've been afraid to lose: love, success, certainty, identity. Let it go, not with despair, but with faith. What is meant for you will never need to be gripped so tightly. What leaves was never yours to keep. It was yours to learn from. Ask yourself gently, what are you afraid to lose? What has already left your life for a reason? Can you trust the flow of change instead of fearing it? These questions are doors to liberation. The Buddha taught that the cause of suffering is attachment, our refusal to accept that all things change. But once you see impermanence clearly, you begin to appreciate every breath, every moment, every person, not as possessions, but as gifts. Impermanence is not a punishment, it is a mercy. It teaches you that pain will also pass, that darkness will eventually turn to dawn. When you stop clinging, you create space for peace. When you release, you make room for renewal. Even endings carry hidden beginnings if you are willing to look with soft eyes. Remember this truth. Autumn trees let go, not in sadness, but in trust. So let life flow through you, without grasping, without fear. Because the more you learn to let go, the lighter you become. And in that lightness, you discover the freedom to truly live for yourself. 10. Master emotional discipline. Do emotions control you, or do you control them? Most of us live as though feelings are tyrants, letting anger, fear, or sadness dictate our choices, our words, our days. Yet Buddhism teaches that emotions are messengers, not masters. They arise, pass, and transform, but only when you meet them with awareness rather than surrender. Feel everything, but be ruled by nothing. True freedom comes when you acknowledge the storm without letting it steer your life. There is a mountain standing beneath the heaviest storm. Rain lashes, wind howls, lightning flashes, and still it remains. The mountain does not resist, for resistance is futile. It does not collapse because its foundation is rooted deeply beyond the temporary force of the storm. That is how emotional discipline works. You feel fully, but your inner ground remains untouched, unshakable. Close your eyes. Inhale slowly. Exhale gently. Picture your breath as an anchor, steady, calm, unmovable. Every inhale reminds you of presence. Every exhale releases reaction. Emotions may surge, but you remain rooted. When sadness arrives, you observe it. When anger arrives, you witness it. You no longer confuse intensity with truth. You no longer hand your power to fleeting feelings. Ask yourself softly, what emotion rules you most? How do you respond rather than react? Where in your life do you need emotional discipline? These questions are not judgments. They are gateways to mastery. Each time you pause before reacting, each time you breathe through tension, you reclaim a part of yourself that has been lost to automatic responses. Buddhism teaches that suffering often arises not from circumstances, but from untrained minds. When you discipline your emotions, you are not suppressing life. You are learning to navigate it with wisdom. You become the observer, the calm presence that can act without being acted upon. Emotional mastery is not coldness. It is clarity, strength, and freedom. Remember this truth. Storms pass quickly, but mountains remain. Your feelings will come and go, but your inner foundation can endure. When you master emotional discipline, you no longer drift with the tides of every passing mood. You become the still center of your own life, calm yet alive, grounded yet open. In that place, you finally live for yourself, not for the turbulence of the world around you. We'd love to hear your thoughts. If you're not sure what to say, just type, "I choose myself first." 11. Radical self-respect. Why do people treat you the way you allow? Most of us give our energy freely, yet silently accept less than we deserve. We apologize for our presence, overextend ourselves, and ignore the quiet voice that says, "I deserve better." Buddhism teaches that self-respect is not arrogance, it is awareness. It is knowing the value of your mind, your heart, and your time. You teach others how to treat you by how you treat yourself. A priceless diamond does not beg to be valued, it simply is. Its brilliance cannot be diminished by the ignorance or disregard of others. That is how self-respect functions. It is not performative. It is not earned from outside. It radiates from the quiet certainty that your essence matters, your boundaries are sacred, and your presence is worthy. Close your eyes. Stand tall, shoulders relaxed. Feel the energy of dignity in your posture. Let it rise from your feet through your spine. Breathe deeply, and with each breath, let your awareness settle into the knowledge that you are enough exactly as you are. This is not vanity. It is radical self-respect, a refusal to diminish yourself for the comfort or approval of others. Ask yourself softly, do you respect your own time and energy? Where do you settle for less than you deserve? How can you honor yourself today? These questions are invitations to reclaim the authority you have long given away. Every choice that aligns with your worth, every boundary you set, is a declaration. I matter. My peace matters. My energy matters. Buddhism reminds us that attachment and desire cause suffering, but so does self-neglect. When you fail to honor yourself, you create openings for harm, resentment, and imbalance. Self-respect is the foundation of freedom. It teaches the world how to relate to you, not through fear or force, but through recognition of your inherent dignity. Remember this truth: a diamond does not shine because others notice it. It shines because it simply exists. So stop shrinking yourself to fit expectations that diminish your soul. Stand in your worth. Protect your energy. Respect your boundaries. When you treat yourself as sacred, you transform every interaction, every relationship, every choice. And in that transformation, you finally live for yourself, not for the world around you. Bonus lesson: return home to yourself. What if peace was never lost, only forgotten? Many of us search endlessly for something outside ourselves, thinking that happiness, clarity, or freedom is somewhere beyond reach. Yet Buddhism reminds us that all we seek already resides within. Freedom is returning to your true nature. The journey is not about finding something new. It is about remembering what has always been there. A river never loses itself. No matter how far it wanders, how many obstacles block its path, it always finds the ocean again. So it is with your soul. Life may scatter your attention, cloud your mind, or challenge your heart, but the essence of who you are cannot be taken. It simply waits patiently for you to return. Close your eyes. Whisper softly, "I return to myself." Feel the breath fill you, gentle and grounding. Let the tension of trying to be something else, somewhere else, melt away. In this moment, you come home. Peace does not arrive as a reward. It unfolds naturally when you stop resisting yourself and allow your true nature to surface. Ask yourself quietly, who are you beneath fear and doubt? What truth did you rediscover today? What does your soul already know? These questions are not meant to be answered immediately. They are invitations to stillness. In the silence, the answers rise on their own, like sunlight breaking through clouds. You do not need to chase, grasp, or force them. You only need to return. Every distraction, every worry, every pursuit of approval is simply a veil. When you lift it, when you stop negotiating your worth with the world, the simplicity of your being shines. Buddhism teaches that suffering arises when we forget ourselves. Returning home is not a journey outward, it is a turning inward. It is a gentle remembering that you were always whole. Remember this truth: the river always reaches the ocean, not because it struggles, but because it remembers its nature. So let go of the illusions that pull you away. Stop seeking fulfillment where it cannot be found. Come back to yourself. Step softly into the presence of your own being. When you return to this home, you find not only peace, but the freedom to live entirely for yourself, fully aligned with the wisdom and love that has always been within. Quick summary of the principle. Stop abandoning yourself. The greatest suffering begins when you ignore your inner truth just to fit into the world. Inner peace starts the moment you honor your own voice. Self-respect grows when you choose authenticity over acceptance. Living for yourself is not selfish. It is survival of the soul. The silent slavery of validation. Living for applause traps you in an endless cycle of emotional dependency. You begin to shape your life based on what others think rather than who you truly are. True freedom comes when you no longer fear disapproval. You must choose self-approval over social validation. The power of sacred solitude. Most people fear solitude because silence exposes truth. But solitude is the birthplace of clarity and inner strength. When you learn to enjoy your own company, you stop chasing empty relationships. Peace comes when you meet yourself fully. Detach from opinions, discover power. The more you react to people's judgments, the more power you give away. Detachment is not coldness, it's emotional maturity. You learn to protect your peace by not personalizing everything. When you are no longer controlled by opinions, you become fearless. Boundaries protect your peace. Without boundaries, your energy is easily manipulated by others. Saying no is not rude. It is self-respect in action. You teach people how to treat you by what you allow. Protecting your peace is a spiritual responsibility. Your energy is your destiny. Your life moves in the direction of your dominant emotional state. When you surround yourself with negativity, life feels heavy and stagnant. Protecting your inner energy transforms your future. The more calm you become, the clearer life becomes. Choose purpose over people-pleasing. A purpose-driven life gives you strength during difficult times. People-pleasing keeps you busy but makes you feel empty. When you shift from pleasing others to fulfilling your calling, life becomes meaningful. Purpose gives your existence direction and depth. Alignment creates effortless flow. Life stops feeling like a struggle when your actions match your values. You don't need to force what naturally aligns with your soul. Your decisions become clear when you choose honesty over fear. Alignment creates peace without effort. Impermanence frees you from fear. Attachment creates suffering because nothing in life is permanent. When you accept change, you stop fearing loss. Letting go becomes easier when you trust life's flow. Impermanence is not a threat, it is nature's wisdom. Master emotional discipline. Your emotions are real, but they are not always true. Reacting without awareness creates pain and regret. Responding with clarity builds inner power. Emotional mastery is not suppression. It is conscious leadership of the self. Radical self-respect. People will only value you when you value yourself first. Self-respect is built through decisions that honor your worth. You don't need to beg for love or attention. Confidence grows when you stop accepting less than you deserve. Return home to yourself. The journey of life is not about becoming someone new. It is about returning to who you truly are. You were already whole before the world made you doubt yourself. Freedom begins when you stop pretending. The ultimate goal is to live aligned with your true nature. There comes a moment in every soul's journey when it must choose: live for truth or die in silent conformity. The world may try to shape you, bend you, or silence your heart, but the deepest peace begins when you no longer betray yourself. Zen teaches, when you stop chasing approval, you become free. When you stop fearing judgment, you become powerful. Life does not reward those who pretend to fit in. It rewards those who honor their path with courage and clarity. You do not owe this world perfection, you owe it truth. So breathe, realign, and return to yourself. You are not behind, you are not lost, you are simply being called higher. Choose a life that feels true, not one that merely looks good. From this day forward, stop waiting for permission to be yourself. Your soul has already given it. Live with purpose, live with boundaries, live in alignment, live for yourself, with compassion, strength, and unshakable inner peace. If this message touched you, like and share this video. and share your perspective in the comment box. Subscribe to Deep Wisdom for more life-changing Buddhist insights. Your journey inward has already begun.